3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular, mystery reading number 1041. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a reoccurring viewer, you enjoy my work, and you would like to help support it, you can do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below, and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. And if you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome, and thank you very much for your support, as well as your presence during this reading. So, somebody here might be feeling distracted by daydreams, and the first time that I tried to record this video, I messed up in the beginning, so I had to restart. But when I stopped recording, the video was 1 minute and 11 seconds long, so the number 111 was there, and that for me is about trusting yourself. So whatever you're dreaming about, whatever you're daydreaming about, whatever's really on your mind that you're excited for in the future, I feel like you can trust that it's already yours if you stay committed to the path that will get you to the outcome that you are looking for. And, if it's like relationship related, it may be important for you to be more open-minded, or it doesn't have to be relationship related at all, and just being open-minded is important in general. What matters is your end goal, not exactly how you get there. Like for example, you want a person with these qualities instead of a specific person. And I just saw the number 222, which I do interpret as confirmation of a significant relationship or person or situation on your mind right now. It can also be about choices and prioritizing what means the most to you, as well as creating peace and balance within yourself. Let's start interpreting the number 1041, and I find it interesting that the first number I am going to be interpreting is not just 1, 1, but 2 ones. There are 2 ones in the number 1041. And as I already said, I interpret the number 1 as trusting yourself, your intuition, where you feel guided, where you feel called, the kind of choices that you feel called to make. And the fact that there are 2 ones in particular, and I saw the number 222, it feels like further confirmation of how I already interpreted the number 2, a significant relationship or some sort of situation, prioritizing what means the most to you, taking control over your choices and creating peace and balance within yourself. And now, not all of those have to resonate, only take what does. And I just saw the number 345 on the timer. Trust that everything happens for a reason. That's the messaging for someone for that number might be a little interesting. For someone watching this, of course. Number 0 can be about a couple of things. It can be about cycles and patterns that you're noticing, or that you should be noticing within yourself or in your reality. I feel like there's something significant here about breathing patterns. Maybe someone here is doing breath work, or there's something health related here. But there could be certain ways of thinking, feeling, believing, and doing that are standing out to you, or certain patterns in which you receive things or opportunities. I mean, maybe you are starting to feel, or you have been feeling the magic of how things are starting to align for you, or how they have been aligning for you. And I really encourage you to trust the signs, the messages, the synchronicities, whatever it is that feels like confirmation for you, whether it's this reading, some other reading, signs that you see yourself, whatever it is. Number 0 can also be a reminder that while you have journeys in your physical reality with other people, other situations outside of you, there's always that one with yourself, that journey with the relationship with yourself, running parallel to these journeys, these other journeys outside of yourself. This number is a reminder that it's important to know when to put yourself first and when to choose yourself, your well-being, self-love over self-destruction, self-respect. Really standing firm with yourself, beside yourself, being your own best friend. That's the best kind of relationship to have with yourself. And I kind of feel like there's someone here who is already there. You really are feeling the magic in some way or another. I did pull a Earth Magic card in the previous reading, talking about charms and rituals. Maybe you feel connected with nature spirits, the spiritual nature of our physical reality, the spiritual nature of nature, you know. The last number, number 4, is about stability, prioritizing stability, respecting the fact that you need stability mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. This number is also very connected to your ancestors, and I can already feel that they are very happy with the choices that you are making in the direction that you're going in life, especially if you are creating an environment, relationships that feel more safe and secure and aligned with who you are and what you really deserve. Spiritually, ancestors or other spirit guides, the support is definitely there, and that's probably at least partially why you're seeing certain signs or symbols or magical alignments. Adding up these numbers, 1 plus 0 is 1, plus 4 is 5, plus 1 is 6, which I find interesting because it reminds me of when I was talking about choosing self-love over self-destruction. I always interpret the number 6 that way. A choice, a long-term commitment to everything you do, either rooted in self-love, building yourself up, or self-hate and self-destruction. And in the spiritual reading, you are going to be encouraged, or this is confirmation of loving yourself in the way that you deserve, respecting yourself in the way that you deserve. So that's either confirmation or guidance, depending on self-love is something that you've already been embracing, or this is not something that you typically do, or that is new to you. So, moving into the cards now, I'm going to start with drawing out a card from it was going to be the Magical Dogs Tarot, but I'm actually feeling called to use the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot. So let me just get these cards out of the box here. Oh, of course I can't see the string. So yeah, I'm going to pull one card from these cards. This is what they look like. Nightmare for Christmas Tarot. I feel called to shuffle these a little bit before I actually draw out the card. might have a wish or a dream. As I was talking about that in the beginning. I only said that because I saw the 9 of Cups. I didn't feel called to take it, but it does feel like it could be confirmation of a dream or a wish that you have. Which one of these cards am I taking? This one. Okay, so I have the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Upright, it says home life, work life, and financial satisfaction. Comfort, peace, on track, success, potential, good foundation. Now this is in reverse. And given this is the 4 of Pentacles, your ancestors are particularly present. I'm really being reminded of when I talked about, I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was something related to stability. I know I interpreted the number 4 as stability, but I said, like, especially if you're looking for something with stability. I can't remember what I said, unfortunately. But there is a foundation here that doesn't seem to be stable. There could be conflict at home. Somehow, you don't feel entirely safe or secure, but that doesn't mean that you aren't protected. I believe that if you're honest, if you stay honest to, with yourself and who you truly are, I do believe that you are protected. Especially like in a spiritual sense, energetically. Because when you're true to yourself, thinking more like physically in this reality, that kind of protection. When you're more true to yourself, you trust yourself more. And when you trust yourself, it's easier to know what your instincts are telling you, what your fear, your nervous system is telling you about danger or unsafe situations. So you definitely could be feeling unsafe. But how unsafe? I don't feel that this is a warning. I kind of feel like this is just kind of like just letting you know this is where this person's at. Like I said, as long as you're honest and you're true to who you are, I do think that you are protected. If you have integrity and you genuinely try your best. I'm going to draw out another card from these box of cards. I'm actually just going to grab out a deck here and I'll shuffle out a card from that deck. This is confirmation to love yourself. Self-love is protection. Loving yourself does protect you. Okay, which card here? You may hear a siren in the background from the TV in the next room. And sirens for me are a sign to pay attention. So I feel like if the warning was anything, it's the warning in what self-hate can do. How much danger that can put you in. How much of a path that you don't want can put you in. Okay, so we have the number 35 with you have the strength to navigate through this. I did see the number 420, which interestingly, for me, I interpret that as accepting that you don't have access. That you have less than you deserve. That you can't enjoy life as much. That things are a little scarce. That's what it's about. Accepting that you're kind of just trying to survive right now. And I know that's frustrating, but fighting against it is just going to make it worse. It's going to make you lose more. It's going to make you more out of control. I also did see the number 444, which is even more confirmation of your ancestors really trying to help you and support you navigate through this. Because they do want you to be safe and secure, and they want you to have a stable home life, stable relationships, a stable job. They want you to have all of that. So pay attention to the signs, the messages, all of that stuff. 3 plus 5 is the number 8, and the number 8 is not lost. And trusting that whatever is lost will be replaced. So if you're struggling particularly with the fact that you can't enjoy life as much as you want, remember that this is only temporary. And it's worth it. Because it's going to give you more in the future. Believe in your strength, your ability to persevere, your own resilience. Without faith and trust in yourself and what's possible, it's going to be very hard to stay focused and to keep going. So don't lose sight of whatever dream you have, because it matters and you can get there. You just can't give up, you can't lose faith, and you can't doubt yourself into oblivion, you know? Be kind to yourself. That's really the best thing that you can do for yourself right now. Loving yourself is going to protect your future. And I'm really feeling almost like your ancestors are pleading you to love yourself. And I saw the number 654. I'm feeling that for a reason. Because it's true. They really do want the best for you. But they can't help you if you give up on yourself. And if you give up on your dreams. I'm going to wrap up this reading by drawing one last card from the Ancestor Spirit Oracle. I do pick my cards that I want to draw from before I start recording. And your ancestors have been making their presence very known. Very, very known. So I'm very curious to see what card is going to come out for you. So I have Connect with Water. It says Ocean, Water Spirits, and Hydrate. There's a lot of blue in this card. Might be something significant here about Bluey. Or Blue's Clues, or the color blue. This is reminding me of the previous reading that I did with the Earth Magic card that came out. And how it talked about connecting with water, specifically in nature. Symbolically, I interpret this, or at least on an intuitive level, I interpret water as connecting with your emotions, the tides that turn within you. You might be feeling connected to the moon, which is symbolic of your subconscious. Perhaps there's something in your subconscious that needs to come up for you to be conscious of it. Maybe there's something here deep within you that's working against you that you don't really know about or that you don't fully understand. And you're being encouraged to reflect and connect so you can understand yourself on a deeper level, not just psychologically, but also spiritually, your own soul, your own spiritual being. I do want to read from the guidebook for this card. Just need to find. Okay. It says the Sama Bajau. I'm not sure how to say that. Bajau of maritime Southeast Asia are often called sea gypsies as they reside in seaside settlements or on small traditional wooden sailing boats. The term Sama describes the people who built houses and settled on the land, whereas Bajau was used to describe the nomadic groups who lived on seas and boats, which the Bajau people have done almost exclusively for centuries. Some Sama Bajau began to live in settlements with many small houses built close together along well-protected shorelines. Some of their homes are built on stilts directly over the ocean, are connected by narrow bridges or planks. In addition to their highly advanced navigational and seafaring skills, the Sama Bajau are legendary for their exceptional freediving abilities. They can hold their breath and dive to great depths to collect pearl shells and other sea life. The Sama Bajau believe in Umbo, ancestral spirits who can influence the weather and fishing activities. It is thought the Umbo will reward the Samabajao by granting good luck favors or punish them by causing accidents. When they build or launch a boat, the Samabajao perform a protection ritual, as each boat is thought to have a guardian spirit, a Samanga, who protects the vessel and the people who board from harm. People on board who from harm. The Ancestor Speaks says, the water spirits are calling to you as they know you have a connection to natural water sources such as lakes, rivers, oceans, and ponds. They want you to heed your urge to visit the water. This card is a reminder of the benefits being near water brings you. Water relaxes your mind and body and allows you to feel at peace again. For me personally, if like a meditation has water sounds in it, I find that very relaxing. You might resonate with that. You do not have to live on the water, but you may like to book a holiday or visit a place with water to which you feel drawn. In the divinatory meaning, this card comes to remind you of the importance of drinking clean water and hydrating your body. Drinking water helps flush out toxins. It can also help you ground your energy. Look at how much water you are consuming. You may need to drink a little more when you are physically active in the heat or if unwell. Being hydrated helps you concentrate, so have a glass of water when studying or learning something new. The talk about drinking water, with this focus on your foundation, stability, security, taking care of yourself. This is more than just ensuring that you have a safe environment, a safe external world. It's also about creating safety within yourself. Being able to trust yourself, to take care of yourself and your needs, and to respect your own wishes and your own desires. It's very important for you to be true to who you are. And again, if you are experiencing anxiety in your situation, maybe connecting with water could help you cope with that. But I do think in general it's important for you to reflect on this fear, learn how to have courage to live with it, or to release it, and not let it limit you, depending on what it's trying to do. Is it trying to protect you or limit you? And then decide what to do from there. Your fear is trying to communicate with you about something. I just saw 321, literally a sign about trusting that everything happens for a reason. So please do focus on understanding your fears. I think they will really help you better understand how to move forward. I just saw the number 333 on the timer, which is about self-expression, communication, healing, growing, and making a commitment. I'll let you take those however you feel called to. I just saw the number 345, seeing a lot of numbers, which is another sign to trust that everything happens for a reason. Believe in your strength, be patient with yourself, and be patient with the process, especially if you're trying to heal and you're really trying to work toward a dream that you have. That does matter.